What's going on, guys? We are back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made my custom rear seat delete for my Ford Ranger. Now, there are a few options out there for rear seat deletes, but they ended up costing you thousands of dollars. And so I wanted to make my own and showcase how I made it for just a couple $100. Diving into my setup, so I wanted to keep this as simple and functional and very versatile to take out, because I wanted to have it where if I needed to take it out, if I had guests over that wanted to come off-roading or whatever, I could simply easily take this out, set up out, and swap in my seats in about less than 10-15 minutes. So starting off with the back, I have a makeshift molly panel, because when you look up the actual molly panel is ridiculously expensive. You can get the same effect with your retail store mesh that you see here. I found this on Facebook Marketplace for $20. You might be able to get lucky and find a good deal like that for you, or find another alternative material to make this. But I found like this works the best. Obviously, I just have my med kit and my air compressor just mounted so far, but eventually more stuff will be mounted on there. How I have this mounted onto the back is, as you can see, it's just tie wrapped. There's 4 onto 1/2-inch conduit straps that I got from Home Depot, and on the straps, so it doesn't rattle, I just cut a little piece of the carpet that I used and glued it on there so it doesn't, even if it wiggles around, it doesn't rattle on there. And what that is attached to is about, I think it's a 3/4 inch pine compressed plywood. I got it for around $50-60 at Home Depot. Obviously it's all one big piece of plywood just cut into 2 separate pieces. And how that is mounted onto the back on how the Ranger is there are essentially hooks for the seat to go back into it, and I got the thread for that, and I went to Ace Hardware, and there are 2 I think about 3-inch bolts. I forget the thread pattern of this, but obviously it depends which vehicle you're making it for, and they just simply thread in, and that's what holds the back of my rear seat delete. So removing that piece is very easy. As you can see, all I have to do is cut 4 tie wraps. This whole molly panel comes off, and then it's just 2 bolts that hold the back piece in from coming forward. Now for the bottom piece, again, made from the same piece of plywood as the rear. They are both identical as far as how I layered them. So it is the plywood, then I do have a layer of kill mat on the top and on the back of this. And then I have the carpet, which I'll link which carpet I use, which is pretty close to the actual carpet of the truck, and it was actually pretty cheap off of Amazon, so I'll link that down below. Overall, I wanted to again keep the functionality, so I made this cutout. I know it's not perfectly square because I designed it, because the cubby on the Ranger is not really square. Essentially what I did was I used leftover plywood and cut a piece and screwed it onto the bottom to create these lips. And then to keep this in place, I went to Home Depot and got some cabinet magnets to hold cabinets in, and put the magnet pieces on here, and then the magnet parts are there, so that way when you secure the hood, secure that top there, it actually secures it and it doesn't rattle going down the trails and stuff like that. The magnet keeps it on pretty tight, so that way you can still access your storage, your underseat storage, and not lose that. I did not create one on the other side, which you could, but my fridge is going to go on that side. Eventually I'll have a fridge slide there, but there was no need to create another one because the fridge will be there in the way. So the only thing that you just have to be careful for, if you are going to use this carpet, because it is a budget friendly carpet, if you do use like kill mat or something similar that's silver on top, the carpet is thin enough where you can see that silver coming through. So what I ended up doing is painting it, getting a thin coat of paint and just painting the kill mat black before actually adhering the carpet to the kill mat. So moving on down here, I have storage for both the passenger and driver side. Plenty of storage to put whatever you want down here. And to support the bottom piece, I used free wood from Home Depot. Yes, free wood. Oftentimes, if you ask, they have scrap wood left over from, smaller pieces that are cut. So ended up taking a bunch of smaller pieces and essentially chopping them down to the lengths I needed. And how I supported this, there's an L bracket here, L bracket on that side, and then I have these smaller, about 2 inches tall, going along the middle and the rear of the platform to level it all out. How the bottom piece is held on, you can't see it from here, but just behind here, it's the same thing. That's where the seat bolts go. So essentially I just got longer bolts, and there's one bolt holding it on this side and one bolt holding it on that side. So all in, this project costed me around 150 to 200 bucks, which, considering what the market has, I saved about myself $1,700 in making this. Now this is a good baseline. If you have any ideas or if you want to modify this at all, you can. If you wanted to have another hatch on the side because you don't have a fridge, you can. There's ways to make this as modular as possible. I think this is a good baseline, especially if you want something that's easily removable and cheap to build. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you liked the video, leave a like. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing. And we'll see you guys in the next video.